Tonight, you will lie in bed and check the door twice. You will tell yourself it's nothing. You will hear a creak in the hallway and your heart will jump before your mind even knows why. Your palms will go damp. Your breath will catch. And in the morning you will laugh about it because there was no lion in your hallway. There never is. But the real answer to why you did that is far stranger than nerves or imagination or an overactive mind. Your body was never designed for hallways. It was designed for grasslands. For nearly 200,000 years, Homo sapiens lived on open plains, in forests, and along riverbanks where the biggest danger wasn't a bad email or a late payment. It was teeth. It was claws. It was something crouched in the grass, watching, waiting for the exact moment you looked away. You didn't evolve to handle deadlines. You evolved to handle predators. And your brain still hasn't gotten the memo. Deep inside your skull sits a small almond-shaped structure called the amygdala. It's ancient, older than language, older than tools, older than fire. Its entire job is threat detection. It doesn't read. It doesn't reason. It just watches for patterns that once meant danger, and when it finds one, it fires first and asks questions later. That's why a creak in the hallway hits you before you've consciously registered the sound. That's why a shadow at the edge of your vision makes you flinch before you know what it is. Your amygdala isn't guessing. It's remembering. Not your memories, your species' memories, written into the architecture of your nervous system over hundreds of thousands of years of a world where hesitation got you killed. Here's where it gets strange. Researchers have spent decades trying to understand exactly how deep this wiring goes. Psychologist Arne Ertman ran a series of studies showing that people detect images of snakes and spiders in a crowd of neutral objects faster than they detect flowers or mushrooms, even when the images flash for a fraction of a second. Your brain isn't scanning randomly. It's prioritizing. It's running an ancient checklist, and predators are still at the top. You don't consciously decide to be afraid of the dark. Something older than you decides for you. Think about the last time you swam in open water and felt a flicker of unease, even though you knew there was nothing down there. Think about the tension of walking to your car alone at night, even in a perfectly safe parking lot. That's not weakness. That's inheritance. Your ancestors who felt nothing in the dark, who shrugged off the rustle in the grass, who didn't flinch at a shadow shaped like a predator, they didn't get to become your ancestors. The nervous ones did. The jumpy ones did. The ones who treated every unknown sound as a possible lion survived long enough to pass that same jumpiness on to you. You are the descendant of the anxious ones. Fear wasn't a flaw, it was a filter, and you are what made it through. But here's the twist that changes everything. The lions are mostly gone now. You are statistically one of the safest humans who has ever lived. You will likely never be stalked by a predator. You will likely never need to outrun anything with teeth. And yet your amygdala doesn't know that. It never got the update. So it looks for lions anyway. It just finds new ones. Psychologist Robert Sapolsky, who spent years studying stress in wild baboons, discovered something that should unsettle you a little. Zebras get intensely stressed for the few minutes a lion is chasing them, and then it's over. Their stress response switches off the instant the danger passes. Humans are different. Humans can trigger that same ancient alarm system just by thinking about a conversation that hasn't happened yet. You don't need a predator anymore. A notification will do. An unread message, a tense meeting on the calendar, a single red bubble on an app icon. Your amygdala treats these the same way it once treated a rustle in tall grass, as a possible threat requiring immediate readiness. Your heart rate rises, your muscles tighten, your breathing shortens, all of it for an email. Why? Because your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real predator and an imagined one. It only knows one language, threat or safe, and modern life is very good at speaking the first one. This is where the story of the lion becomes the story of your everyday exhaustion. Chronic low-level stress, the kind that hums quietly underneath your entire day, is often just your ancient alarm system misfiring at targets it was never built to face. Deadlines, social rejection, doom scrolling, comparison. None of these existed on the savannah, and yet your body responds to all of them with the same biochemical urgency it once reserved for something with claws. Anthropologist Sarah Blaffer HRDY has written extensively about how human survival never depended on individual strength alone, but on vigilance, cooperation, and social belonging. Being cast out of the group wasn't just uncomfortable. It was often fatal. So your brain learned to treat social threats, embarrassment, rejection, being left out, with almost the same intensity as physical ones. That's why a single unanswered text can quietly gnaw at you for hours. That's why public speaking can feel more frightening than driving a car, even though the car is statistically far more dangerous. Your brain isn't measuring real-world risk. It's measuring ancient risk. And by ancient standards, being excluded from the group was a death sentence. So what do you do with a nervous system built for lions, living in a world full of Wi-Fi and traffic and quarterly reports? You start by understanding it instead of fighting it. That flicker of anxiety before checking your phone isn't irrational. It's an old survival circuit doing exactly what it was built to do, just aimed at the wrong target. The tightness in your chest before a hard conversation isn't a personal failure. It's hundreds of thousands of years of instinct trying to protect you from a threat that no longer wears fangs. You are not broken, you are ancient. Every time your pulse quickens over something small, you are hearing the echo of every ancestor who survived by taking the rustle in the grass seriously. Every time you feel your body brace before opening an app, you are watching prehistoric machinery try to make sense of a world it was never designed for. The lions disappeared a long time ago. Your body just hasn't heard the news. And maybe that's the strangest part of being human. You carry a jungle inside a body built for concrete. You carry a hunter's alertness into rooms with soft lighting and quiet music. You carry the vigilance of the savannah into a bedroom with a locked door, a working alarm system, and absolutely nothing waiting in the dark. Tonight, you will lie in bed and check the door twice. And somewhere underneath that small, quiet habit, a very old part of you will finally relax, convinced, once again, that there is no lion outside. Not because you reasoned your way there. Because for one more night, you survived.